Then after the concert, the ET appears again and he explains how things works in his planet. Like in his planet, people realize that all the trees are connected through the roots and they are sacred because they put the earth together. If and in the moment you chop a tree, earth doesn't has this network putting earth together. And in his planet, countries doesn't exist because and they are completely nonsense because the planet is only one big stone full of holes and the water is just one being, and they have a name for water that we can use. Why? Because it's the word in Maori. I don't care, we can invent one. But water is just one creature, and this creature is amazing, wonderful, because he can be solid, steam, mist, and liquid, but it's only one creature, and this creature is inside of you and outside of you, but it's only one creature. So I will send you a PDF about why people perceive water separate, and then there is another piece of music, and then appears a character that with a 135 millimeters cinema tin that he is losing part of the tape, and it's a cinema tape that you can see the frames. So he talks about how grateful it is for all the frames, because at the end, if you're not grateful of all the frames in your life, this moment will not happen. So if you cut that out, this is a bad moment, or I wish this not happened, you will disappear from where you are, because the movie will finish in another position, not the one you're living. So if you're having a good moment now in this show, in this stage, it's because all the moments of your life were worthy. And don't try to change them or blame them or be regret or whatever about any of them, because all of them are absolutely sacred, because they make you be here now. That is the only moment existing. And then I would like to share this structure that is the tree of joy that I will send you by PDF. How, as more aware you are how the multiverse works, how the infinity potentials work, more faster you jump from one state to another. So I want to do this with dancers in the stage by expressing each of the circles you're going to see in the PDF by an artist in the stage. So no one is going to explain the tree of joy that looks like the tree of life in the Buddhist tradition, but it's the tree of joy that is knowing how to jump from one dimension to another, just raising your frequency and traveling through the all potentials existing in the same time in wholeness. And then after the last piece of music, there is I have to define exactly how to share the video installation with all the sentence of the different sacred books like Quran, Bible, and the Tibetan Buddhist book, and the rest of religions, that the basic phrase sentences that describes love as the only thing existing, and that the only solution is fraternity. So I was thinking about putting a character with different sacred suits, like a priest or a Indian sari, or like different sacred suits, but by taking the suits out one and another, that you realize that all the religions talk about the same thing, and you don't have to kill someone because he's from another religion, because at the end all the religions talks about love, and because love is the only thing that exists. So that's the third piece, and then another concert, and then the ET appears back, and by showing you the structure of unconscious that I sent you a video yesterday, shows you how to time travel, to raise your frequency and travel to the dimension, another dimension that you have a higher frequency dimension, so you are better. So he shows you how, because he says that he forgot to leave the instructions many thousands of years ago, and now he came back and he wants to share that knowledge with people. And because when people knows how to use his perceptive system, that is by resonance instead of thinking, they will be free, and they will be free to choose without thinking, without fear and without choosing with their knowledge. And they will be able to travel from one dimension to another, just using the structure of thought. The thought is not for perceiving, thought is for time traveling, is not for perceiving nature. That's why we destroy nature. So I guess that this is the more or less a resume. If you have any doubt or whatever, let me know. And it doesn't have to be all in poetry, but you've been so fast in front of me that I was like, oh my goodness, this guy is a poetry MC. I would love to somehow come with you. And yeah, I made a deal with New Zealand. I gave her 2 weeks more. And in these 2 weeks, I have to find a team because I have a team in Europe to develop all these. I was developing all these in Europe, and then I met a guy, a producer from New Zealand, and he brought me here to do it with his team. But his team dissolved when I arrived in February. And since then, I'm basically just trying to make a light casting for light creatures. And yeah, and in the meanwhile, I've been inspiring people and working with different people doing different stuff. But I know that this is my mission, and I know that is the time to do it. They use entertainment to raise awareness and not becoming a guru or a talker, just doing proper, joyful, playful things and sharing knowledge and remembering people how to empower themselves. That's the clue. So thank you for being there.